Ed, I'm so excited to be here tonight, and I really just want to share with you and just know that what you're about to see, we all saw just going right through life, just like you are. So for our guest out there, just kind of relax and just enjoy and just know that what you're about to see can absolutely change your life to whatever degree you want it changed to, from a health standpoint and or a financial standpoint. I actually had my dream job of being a stay-at-home mom. That's all I ever wanted to do when I grew up, and I was living out that dream. And my husband Todd had his dream job of being a high school football coach. So although we both had our dream job, we didn't necessarily have our dream life. We found ourselves living paycheck to paycheck. We had downsized and prepared for that life. But, no matter how much you downsize and prepare, it seems like, life just keeps throwing something at you, whether it be, the battery just went out on the car, it needs new brakes or tires, or the washing machine went out. There was always something that just kept us from just getting ahead. And so we got shown what you're about to see. And, we just got started on a very part-time basis. Over time, it walked us into a full-time income. And now I can just tell you, now we have our dream life. It has allowed us to live life on our terms to whatever degree we choose. And that's what I love. It's given options and choices in our life. And that's what I think, I wish that for everybody, from a health standpoint and to a financial one. So the name of the company is Partner.co. We are global. We're in over 50 countries around the world. But here's what makes us really unique is that we're partnered with doctors from all around the world. And so one thing that they all have in common is a no compromise philosophy, meaning that all of our products have zero negative ingredients, and they all come at clinical doses. We've got over 215 published clinical studies, and we're also in the physician. We got about 30 products that's in the physician desk reference. Here's our third-party certifications. So our company, we have over 100 products within our company. We sit right in the middle, from anything from clean energy drinks to liquid superfoods, nutritional supplements, clean skincare, weight loss and balance and hormones, collagen drinks, gut health, athletic performance. Like I said, we sit right in the middle of 7 different multi-billion-dollar industries out there. But we're just going to talk about 2 of our products tonight. The first one being Slenderize, or what you might have known them as Skinny Drops. What it is 2 bottles in a box. They were actually created by 2 doctors out in California, and they were actually created to balance hormones. So they ran a clinical study, and over 9,000 patients, men and women, went through this clinical study. And at the end of the clinical study, the one thing that they found in common that everybody had in common across the board as a side effect was weight loss. So to actually have a positive side effect to a product out there is, I don't know if I've ever heard of it before. So like I said, 2 bottles come in a box. The first bottle is a clear liquid. It's a blend of over 10 different plant leaf extracts. You're going to put it underneath your tongue 3 times a day, and it's going to get sublingually absorbed into the body. And what it's going to do is help balance your thyroid, balance your pancreas, and it's going to help detox your body. The second bottle is the Accelerate. You're going to put it underneath your tongue twice a day, and it's a blend of your pure form of B12. It's going to have your rhodiola in there, your biotin, your rosehip, your ashwagandha root. So now we're increasing your energy, increasing your metabolism. We're boosting your mood, but also stabilizing out those cortisol levels. So when we get bombarded with stress like we do all day long, it's keeping them balanced out. So, I like to say we're not a fad. We're not a diet. We're not a weight loss. We're not putting you in a box and telling you got to do XYZ and weighing your food and all that kind of crazy stuff. We're not counting calories. We're not counting carbs. We're not starving you. We give you an approved food list that was actually created by a top type 2 diabetes doctor in the world. So this is the approved food list. And then we tell you to take the drops. They only work if they get put in your body. They do not work if they're sitting in the bottle. And that's, you know, everybody comes here with different goals and objectives, and everybody's body is also different. That's what I love about this, is that we just kind of meet you wherever you are in life, and depending on whatever your goal is, that's what we do, is we just help you achieve that goal, and it's different for everybody. So now we're just going to kind of share real people that are having real results. And Fred right here is one that has embraced that the Slenderize or skinny drop system and has completely changed his lifestyle. You can just see the transformation that's happened in him. So I'll let you kind of share your journey here with the drops.
Well, not only with the drops, with some of the other products, but primarily the drops have really helped me get things balanced. I feel better than I have felt. That picture on the left, if you're looking at the screen, that was my 50s. I should have been in better shape in the 50s than I currently am at 67. But I'm telling you, I'm thankful for these drops. I'm thankful for this company because it's changed my health life totally.
I love it. And then we've got James, who is also our special guest tonight. But, you know, I'll have him kind of come on and share his experience and transformation with the drops, and then his wife, beautiful wife, Becky.
I was trying to get rid of that last bit of stubborn weight. If anyone here has some stubborn weight that you gain in some places, give me a wave or put a 5 in the comments. And I just love food too much, Ashley. So I knew I could do it, but it wasn't worth it. So when I heard about these drops, I was super skeptical because I'm like, it can't be that easy. It can't be healthy, but looked at the clinical trials, looked at the science, tried it, was amazed with no exercise. Actually, purposely, I lost almost 25 pounds in 40 days and got a 6-pack for the first time in my life. And that was 8 years ago. And I still have abs today. My wife did it too. And her menstrual pains went away. That's what she experienced.
That's amazing. I mean, no exercise. That's amazing. That would make me take the drops right there just to get that 6-pack, right? Then we've got Ursula. She's a mother of 6, homeschools her kids, extremely, extremely busy mom, as we all are, right, in life. And so what she'll tell you, I mean, she lives at the ball fields, softball fields, gymnastics, cheerleading. So she's always on the go. And what she'll tell you is how easy it is, and take it with them. And that she's also weighs less today than she did when she started even having her first child. So I love those transformations. And then we've got Brittany, who has PCOS. You know, when I met her in January, she had zero hope. She told me that, you know, I'll take the drops, but they're not going to work, because just like all of us, right? Like, how in the world are we showing you something, 2 bottles in a box, that's going to change their life, when we've seen it all, tried it all, doctor prescribed diets, and never had success. She actually, now she is down. She started them in 1st of February, and here we are, and actually end of November. As the end of October, she was down 76 pounds. So I probably need to get an updated number from her, but that is just phenomenal what she's been able to do, that she's never been able to do before. And now she's actually, what she'll tell you is that she's got her life back. Jordan, she's a nurse, mother of 3, a wife, and she'll tell you her biggest win is not the weight loss. Her biggest win is her mood, and how she feels like these drops have really just healed her brain from the inside out, and that she was gone into that deep depression that a lot of us will go into. And these drops have allowed her to, she feels like, to be her old self, her husband to have his wife back that he married, her kids to have the mother back that they should have. And so to actually have that life back, the way that her mood makes her feel, and coming off some of those medications. So that's what this is about, you know. So this is a total body transformation, and healing your body and allowing that to happen with the drops. And so we've got Ernest and Rayshawn, you know, what they've been able to, that transformation that they've been able to do in just 8 weeks is, you can just see the transformation that's happening. And then we've got Jessica. She's down 18 pounds, but 2 pant sizes. But she'll tell you her biggest win is not so much the weight or the number on the scale as it is her mood and coming off some of the medications that she's been able to come off of. And then we've got Reese and Ashley. This might be one of my favorite stories just because, Ashley's, the big win here is not so much the weight as it is the no more night sweats and having to wake up in the middle of the night and just change your clothes. That's a huge win because her sugar cravings are gone. But her husband, Reese, only started the drops to prove his wife wrong. He said they are snake oil. It's a scam. It's not going to work. And if he got on them, and the first month down 15 pounds. And now look at him. He's actually down 55 pounds now. But he went to the doctor and got blood work drawn, and all of that has come back in levels that he's never had before at such a good rate. But the biggest thing here, the biggest for me, and I would probably say Ashley would say the same thing, the biggest win might be is that he had to say you were right and I was wrong, because they actually work. So I love that. And it's for all ages, all body types here. And then we got Dr. Crystal as well. She has autoimmune. And what she'll tell you is that she was just so sick and tired of just being sick and tired. And so she took her health back into her own hands, and now she weighs less than the amount of weight that she lost. And then we've got Kim, who has muscular dystrophy, and that, she, like all of us, she'd been on it all, tried it all. And how in the world was this box with 2 bottles in it actually going to change her life? And so her daughter brought home this box and she got started, and over 8.5 months, she's lost down now 92 pounds. But here's the best part of it all is that was over 4 years ago. I want to say it might be 5 years now, but she's been able to maintain that weight loss, right? And this is her journey. So we just kind of meet her wherever you are and just get to walk you through that journey. So that's her in April in the back of the 4-wheeler of her grandson. She could have never done that 4.5, 5 years ago. I mean, her doctors told her she was 2 years away from being in a wheelchair, and now look at her back on the back of a 4-wheeler of her grandson. Talk about getting your life back. That's what I love. So our next product is MOA. This might be, I've got a lot of favorite products. It's hard to pick one, but this right here is just an amazing product as well. It is 36 superfoods all around the world in one little bitty old pouch of 1.7 ounces. This little pouch packs a huge punch. It helps with anything that's going on in your body with inflammation, to help boosting our immune system. This pouch is pure liquid nutrition at the cellular level. It's not juiced up and it's not watered down. It's got the 6 medicinal mushrooms in there, not 1, not 2, not 3, but all 6. Just go Google one of them and look at all the benefits that just one mushroom can give you. So then we got all 6, and they're all at clinical doses. So now we're also, like I said, we're helping fight off inflammation. We're boosting the immune system. But here's Ernest. He's a tennis coach, and he's on the court all day long. He had tweaked his ankle, and he's in the company, so he knew to take 3 MOAs. And so that night he took 3 MOAs, and then that's him the next morning, his ankle the next morning. And then he's not only he's on it, but he's got his beautiful daughter and then his beautiful granddaughter on it. So it's a total family affair on the product. And then we've got Jimmy, who's got psoriasis. His psoriasis, he had the pharmacist would actually compound his spray for him that he would spray on his legs on his psoriasis. He's actually had injections for him and never really could ever get them cleared up. So he started taking the MOA that was in the refrigerator from his wife, Stephanie. And, we didn't know he had psoriasis. She didn't know it was going to help his psoriasis. And then look, he was just taking 1 to 2 a day, and over a month's time frame, you can see the difference in what's happened with his legs. and the psoriasis. And so then we've got Miss Deborah. She had battled breast cancer twice, and she had developed rheumatoid arthritis right there in her thighs. And she was in so much pain. And she was actually on a Zoom with my husband, and he was talking to her about taking the MOA and saying, you're going to have to do more than one. And so there's 30 that come in a box, and she did a whole box of MOA in 20 days. And then you can see the difference right there in that middle picture. And then that's her just a couple of months later, but you can just see the difference. She's just so full of life, full of energy. She was on a walker before. She obviously can see she's not on a walker anymore. She's just, without any inflammation. She doesn't have the pain. So she is just gorgeous and loving life. And so then it's also for athletic performance as well. So like I said, this MOA packs a huge punch, from reducing inflammation to boosting the immune system to helping with athletic performance. So, we just talked about 2 out of the 100 products that our company has to offer. So I'm just going to kind of switch gears a little bit to now the business side of our company. Over the last couple of years, the global events that have happened has really created this perfect storm for us in our company. It's really taken 4 markets and really just merged them together. One being the health and wellness industry. Today, everybody is way more aware of their health than what they were a couple of years ago. 2 is that technology. Who would have ever thought that this little gadget right here would shrink the world down at the global scale that it has? But also, too, just the masses of all ages from, 12 to 77 to 80-year-olds that actually, mastered that technology. Now they're way more familiar with it today than what they were a couple of years ago, from Zooming to FaceTime calls. It's just, they're so much more comfortable with it. And now that home-based business world, and, a couple of years ago, everybody was sent home and nobody really wants to be at home, but yet nobody wants to be back in that cubicle or punching that time clock either. Everybody wants that flexibility and mobility to be able to work where they want to and when they want to. But last but not least is that mobile transaction. A couple of years ago, not very many people really had, one of those mobile transactions being, Venmo, or they may have had PayPal, or if they did have Venmo, it's to pay that babysitter or, send their kids that money. But today, that world is, everybody now not just has one of those mobile transactions. They probably got them all, from Venmo to Cash App to PayPal to Zelle. And not only do they have them, it's just second nature now. They don't think twice, like, oh, well, if you don't take my card, do you take PayPal? Do you take Venmo? Do you take Cash App? So that mobile transaction now is just so much more common for us. And so what that has done is really created what we have is that global virtual franchise. And that's all we are, is that, because and this is how easy it is to get started with our company and being that global virtual franchise. It's a $29.95 fee one time. That gets you access to all 100 products within our company. It gets you a website. It gets you a back office that keeps track of all of your orders to your customers, to most importantly, your paychecks, right? And then to actually activate that business is a 4-pack of drops, is how easy it is to get started. And I like to say, you share 3, get your 4th box for free. And share is either by word of mouth, or it could be on that social media, whichever one you're most comfortable with. And not only when you share or sell those 3 and you get your box for free, it also covers the cost of your $29.95. So now you have a free business. And with that, we also have this app that you'll download, and to get your business off launched successfully is so easy now. The system that we have in place really sets your business up for success. immediately right out the gate. And so you'll download this app. And once you get that downloaded, we will send you a link and it uploads right into that app for you. And it helps you launch your business on that 7-day launch. It's just phenomenal how easy it is now to really set your business up instantly. And now we're taking your drops and we're turning them into profits right away. And that's that life-changing money that can come into your household, you know, and change the dynamics next week. And that's what we're looking for, right? I mean, something that, you know, can come in and actually make a difference, especially somebody like me that was living paycheck to paycheck. That is a game changer for somebody like us out here that is used to living that paycheck to paycheck, and we're sick of living paycheck to paycheck, right? And so, but our company is so much more than just selling a box of drops. Our pay plan is, our compensation plan was actually voted #1 in the industry. You do not have to take my word for it. You can go look that up on the Better Business from Home. It's right there for you. And then on Fred, I don't know about you, but this might be one of my favorite parts, is that our company actually pays you now 9 different ways within the pay plan. We just showed you the first way, and that's the retail sales side of things. But within our company, we actually get paid 8 other ways, so 9 ways total. I worked in a doctor's office. I never got paid 9 different ways, right? And then Todd, being a high school football coach, he never got paid 9 different ways. Even when we won that state championship, he didn't even get a bonus for that. He got a pat on the back. Good job. You get one next year.
Ashley, I used to pray to get paid.
Right, right. So this is where I love about our company, is that we don't put you in a box and tell you what you're worth and how much you're going to make. This is where it comes into play of what if you want something different in life, right? And so now you decide for yourself how much you want to make. And you get to decide. That's what I love about our company, about our industry. And so with that, you know, comes with is you just set up a subscribe and save, and that's just 100 points worth of product, or $150, whichever one comes first. And what does that do? It unlocks that weekly paycheck, because we get paid here every week. It unlocks that 30% discount with all 100 products. And listen, it bills every 4th Friday. There's no contract here. It can be changed up every month, but this is the most important thing. It does not have to be you. It can be a customer. Like my daughter, who's got a business here, she couldn't afford her subscribe and save. And so her grandparents were her subscribe and save that bought from her every month. And I love that. So there's lots of options here. But out of all the ways we get paid, this right here might be my favorite way, because in this industry, they have what's out there called a CAR program. So with our company, we're not about putting you in debt. We're about getting you out of debt. And so we have what's called a savings bonus. And so when you hit one area of our pay, just $250 that week, our company sets aside company money into an account with your name on it, 15%. And so when it hits $10,000, they call you up, congratulate you, and then they deposit it that following Friday. And so now you get to decide what you want to do. If you want to go buy a car, go buy a car. If you want a down payment on a house, put a down payment on a house. If you want to get out of debt, retirement, kids' college education, it's your choice of what you want to do with that, say that bonus right there. And then on top of that, it gets even better. So instead of just getting paid 4 times a month, now you get an extra check, up to $2,000 extra. That's that savings bonus check that you get extra. So that can be your house payment. That can be your car note. That can be going into your retirement or vacation or getting out of debt. Again, this is all about getting options back into your life, giving you choices. So that way you can now decide for yourself what it is that you want to do, you know, and what you want to do with your money. And that's what I love. So we've got also, on top of the 9 different ways we get paid, we also have trips. 2 trips a year, one to Tahiti that you can win, and one to the Bahamas as well, that is running right now that you can win for in the May timeframe. So, but with that, our special guest tonight is Mr. James, and his beautiful wife there that you see is Becky. But James, though, just like us, right? We're all going through life. James isn't any different. He was on that traditional moving forward path of life, as we all are. But this got shown to him at an earlier age than what I would like to say got shown to me. I wish I had had that shown maybe at that age, but James, you took advantage of this, and you had to go against the grain in a major way than what somebody like me and my husband, we just went against the normal traditional way, but you really had some barriers to cross, didn't you?
Absolutely. Ashley, I don't know how I'm here right now because everything growing up was working against me for this moment. And I don't know if your families were like this. I don't think it's only just an immigrant family, but my parents are immigrant from China, and they wanted the American dream, which is go to school, get good grades, get a good job. So that's what I did. And I tell people that if you were to look up like Chinese nerd in a dictionary, you would find James Zhang. I was super nerdy. I got the grades. I went to UC Berkeley. So I was studying biology, trying to be a doctor. But I realized that you need other options out there. Like if I felt so lost in school, maybe some of us here have children in school now, or maybe you remember school as well too. Who here has children right now that are kind of confused about what's going on in the world? Give me a wave or put a 1 in the comments below. Like, it's crazy, right? School costs a lot, and I felt unprepared. And I felt like maybe I should find some work experience. All I could do actually was study and put it back onto a piece of paper. That's all I could do. So I felt like I should get some work experience. I was super shy. I was so shy I couldn't even order food at a restaurant type of shy. So I was trying to find another way. And that's when I got introduced to this business actually at that point.
I love that. And so when you got started, I mean, your parents were scientists.
Yeah.
Like, and you were going to be a doctor. Like,
definitely.
And there was no other options, right? And so here you are at UC Berkeley, going to school to be a doctor, on that path. But yet something was pulling at you, and you got exposed and you got started into this industry, right? And then what happened? Like, how was that? What made that shift for you?
Absolutely. So I think especially in society, it brings you to kind of count the wrong things to be important. I thought being like looking good and successful meant a lot. I thought having that status of being at a prestigious college meant a lot. But what happened was my perception met reality. So my mentors in this business, I was 19, and then I met someone that was 23 years old. He was a college dropout, but he was making more money than both my parents combined. Here I am, my ego was super high. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was super smart because I'm going to UC Berkeley, but straight up, I was so broke. I couldn't order on the left side of the menu. I had to order on the right side of the menu. So I guess pride comes before the fall. So then I had to think to myself, Ashley, all right, either I can just go broke holding on to my pride, or maybe I can learn something here. And I realized that one of the biggest important things in life that I encourage all of us to ask, it isn't just what do I want to do in life? I think we're conditioned by society and school to say, you have to be this and do this. The more important question my mentors taught me to ask, Ashley, was, what do I want? Not what do I want to be, but what do I want? And I realized I'm like, I want freedom. I want respect in life. I want to help other people. Hey, if anyone here will want any one of those 3, like put a 3 in the comments. Like, I wanted to live an amazing life. I wanted to be amazing people. And I realized there's so many other ways outside of that, outside of being a doctor. And this business, for what, $29.95 for a system that they give to you. I mean, dude, we spent like $100,000 on UC Berkeley. I have my degree. I don't know where it is, Ashley. I've made $0 from my degree. But in here, for just trying some products to build a business around the world, it's just so much better. And I believe what we're doing here is the most ethical, moral thing to do because we are front lines in transforming other people's lives. Those stories, Ashley, were just incredible. You don't get that being a doctor one-on-one. We can transform thousands of lives.
James,
I
can
love
I ask
it.
you a question? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Ash.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
James, you mentioned something, your parents, and of course, coming from an Asian background, I'm married to an Asian, and I've learned a whole lot about that culture. Uh, I've always learned that you generally, when we're in business or doing something that is out of the norm, we go through 3 phases: opposed, radically opposed, and accepted. How long did it take you to get through those 3 phases with your parents, or did they, and friends? Some of my friends thought I was crazy, but none
Yeah.
of them paid my bills. I've earned millions in this industry, but they still think I'm a nut. What? I love them, but then I get family members now to go, whoa, if anybody could do it was James. If anybody could do it was Fred or Ashley. How long did it take to maybe to get, or did you ever get to acceptance?
This is super huge because I think all of us want to be approved. And I guess the question back I'd have for everyone on that question is this: what if your closest family member or friend never approved of you for going for your dream, but you knew it was the right thing to do? Would you be willing to still pursue your dream? Because I think for most of us, myself included, Fred, for a long time, I'd rather hang on to the ego and the sense of being approved than actually what I want. And we're living other people's dreams rather than ourselves. Fortunate for me, Fred, my mom loved me. Moms are amazing. So she's like, do whatever you want to do. She didn't approve, but she's like, do whatever you want to do. My dad, it took him 8 years, and he would I hated holidays because every single time I went back, he'd find a way to pick at me because he thought this thing was some pyramid thing, of some unethical thing. He's like, why are you ditching Berkeley and being a doctor for this vitamin thing? I'm like, it's so much better. But 8 years later, I got married actually to my second recruiter of my business ever. She became my top money earner, now my partner and life partner. And at the wedding, half my wedding party was actually business colleagues and corporate staff. And publicly, after 8 years of my dad just really getting on me, he publicly gave a toast in front of everybody and said, I approve of what you do. And Fred, I was bawling like a baby. I had snot coming out. It was incredible. It was amazing. And that worked for me, but it might not be for everybody. And even if you didn't approve, it would have still been worth it. But fortunately, it took 8 years.
Good for you, sir. This Thanksgiving, can you tell us really quick, just the last few seconds here? I know you, I've talked to you, and you're just a mighty man of God. But we're entering Thanksgiving in a few days. How does this business, where are you at, you think, giving thanks about this business? How's that line up with you at this point in time?
I think that, well, first, I mean, just yesterday we went out to eat and, Sunday brunch and fun, and we ordered off the left side of the menu. I remember looking at the bill and I didn't look at the bill. And, now we're used to living like that, but I still remember what it was like before, counting the pennies, thinking, have you ever had the experience? You're like, man, I really want this. The steak looks good. And then you look right, you're like, I'll go for the salad. And I remember always living like that and thinking, is it even possible for other people, like for me to change like that? And now it's just been so fortunate, like we can just eat what we want. And that's options. That's just freedom. And I'm also thankful that what we have, what Ashley explained, what you explained, Fred, what we're explaining now, any single person on this line can do that. And also there's so many people that need what it is that we have right now with Partner Co. This is the best time to get started. And this is the best time to transform a lot of lives. I'm pumped. We have a call in just a little bit. That's going to be amazing, but we're just getting started, Fred. So I'm thankful to be a part of this right now.
Well, we're thankful that you are on our Zoom tonight. We're thankful for your presence. And let me ask you real quick, close this show out tonight. If somebody's on the fence, what would you say to them right now?
The best thing I would do is just start staying immersed with what's happening. I got to talk about this call. If you're real serious, especially if you're brand new, my biggest assignment for you, honestly, is come onto this call. Because don't take my word for it. Don't take Ashley's word for it. Don't take Fred's word for it. We have the faces of this company on this call in just 15 minutes. Darren and John are the owners of this company. Dr. Crystal Vance is one of the creators of this whole system that you just saw. Etienne is an incredible leader up in, I mean, if you don't want to miss out on big opportunities and you are looking for that thing to change your life, just stay plugged in and come on to that call. And if you're already ready to get started and you got that pull right now, you're like, I got to do something. I got to take an action. Talk to your friend right now and be like, I don't know exactly what this means, but I'm on board. This is what I've learned, Fred. You do this, Ashley does this, anyone that's successful does this. Successful people, when it comes to their dreams and their decisions, they think differently. How I used to think is I had to analyze and know the plan and then take an action. How successful people think is this. Number one, they make a decision. They say, yes, I want it. Number two, they tell the world. And number three, then they figure it out. You'll figure it out along the way. We're all still figuring it out, guys. We're all still figuring it out together. None of us got this together. But if that's you, get started. And I'm curious, if you see the vision of what's going on right now, I'd love to see it in the chats or give me a wave if you see that. Put a 100 in the comments if you're like, I see where this is going. I want to be a part of this train. And I don't just want to watch this happen. I want to be a part of this. And we're going to do this together. We are absolutely better together. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you so much. You're amazing, James. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody out here tonight, and look forward to seeing you on our corporate call in just a few minutes.
Happy Thanksgiving.